I know this is going to fall on deaf ears because, I mean, I'm in the merchant industry. So if I bring up Whop, or if I bring up what's the other one? Fanbasis. Like, well, I don't know what you guys are using, but obviously I'm biased, so take this with a grain of salt if you want. But look, I get it. Like the appeal of Whop and the appeal of Fanbasis, it's the new sexy thing. Everybody's going towards it. Like everybody loves it, especially what's his name, Iman. You know, he's now leveling up. He's now one of the co-owners. All these investors are getting involved, all this stuff. So from the outside, it appears that this is the place to be. This is the GOAT. Everybody's got connections there. They are, you know, they're for the people. They're hip, they're new, they're fresh. I would encourage everybody that is in the e-com space, an agency, a coach, kind of, you know, you want to play with the water, awesome, man, but don't go too far in. You know, the shark might end up getting you. And look, I've just seen it time and time again. Again, I know that this is coming off because of, you know, clutch and deposit and all my relationships in the industry. And you're listening to me like this guy might, you know, he's a little biased. So I'll tell you what, if you're starting out, could be a good solution. Absolutely. I don't see, you know, really an issue with it. But this is the thing that I want to at least warn you of, and or just give you my perspective, kind of what I see in the background. What they have done, I mean, dude, they're very good, because you probably see the ads everywhere where it's a different influencer or a different affiliate pretty much running their traffic, right? Pretty much they have a bunch of affiliates and a bunch of partners that are creating their own ads and sending people over to Whop. They're not saying it's Whop. Instead, they're saying, get a merchant account, high risk, no reserves, you know, instant approvals, all of that stuff. And then little do you know, you end up going that route and it turns out to be Whop, right? So they're not upfront with who it is, but you've seen the ads and I'm just gonna let you know that's who it is. So yes, are they getting approvals very fast? To be honest, I believe that they are. Now, what you're not seeing in the background, and what you probably don't even care about, or maybe, I don't know, care might be the wrong word, but what you're not seeing is all the stuff that needs to and that should be involved in the back end. Meaning, who's actually looking at these files? What do their risk department look like? What's the head of their sales department look like? And what type of processes do they have in place for risk mitigation? I would go to bat to say they have none. I would go to bat to say it's only a matter of time before this ship sinks, because I think they're taking on way too much. They are not mitigating risk, and they're not doing their due diligence. Essentially, it is just like Stripe. Here's an instant approval, run up the transactions, and then we'll see what happens. A little birdie told me that is very, very in touch with all of this stuff. But, you know, I had a conversation with my guy, and my guy's like, listen, man, I talk to these guys all the time. I know what they're doing. For example, they said that I could board a Kratom account. What? Like, yeah, no worries, man. I'll push it through because I know the head of the sales team. So this is inside stuff that I'm hearing that makes me a little skeptical about the long-term future of your merchant accounts on that platform. And where is it going to go? Because to some extent, I think that they are letting people process illegally, especially when it comes to these fringe type of accounts. You know, obviously the agency stuff, that's whatever. But when it comes to these fringe accounts, it is in my heart that I think that they are really sliding down a slippery slope with what may be about to come. Because at the end of the day, Visa and MasterCard, they never lose. Never lose. Never will, never have. They have a bunch of procedures. They have a bunch of things in the back end that sooner or later, this stuff's just going to catch up. This stuff's going to catch up with brand fines, due to the products or whatever that, like, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines that may be issued out by Visa and MasterCard. Not only issued out by Visa and MasterCard, but like regulatory action, right? The FTC, they're going to slap you with a fine. So that's really, again, it's really only about these more high risk industries that I would be a little concerned of. And I wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket because frankly, I think the ship is about to blow up. So let's say, for example, let's say that, a bunch of these Kratom accounts are boarded on Whop or whatever. What happens when all of these fines hit? There's too much risk, meaning they have extended themselves too far with high risk accounts, and they haven't been able to blend enough low risk volume to compensate for if a huge loss takes place. Their portfolio is out of balance, and that's huge. Again, you may not particularly care your individual account, but if you think about all the entirety of their business in their platform, I'm willing to bet that they might not have any low risk business. And it's just these agencies and these coaches, these Amazon guys, whatever. So that's a very big red flag that I encourage everybody to look into and to at least be aware of. I know this is a boring subject. I probably lost all of you guys 5 minutes ago. I get it. Now, what's also apparent, and again, the little birdie talking to me, dude, all these affiliates. What happens when all of this stuff blows up? You guys are out of money. You think that they're going to pay out affiliate fees and commissions anymore? I'm telling you right now, this stuff could topple that entire company. And I'm willing to bet, if you're watching this and you are an affiliate, I'm willing to bet right now, as the company stands, I'm willing to bet that you're owed money. I'm willing to bet that they're behind in paying you your affiliate piece. Guaranteed 100%. I'll bet it all on that. Because if they're letting one affiliate board this type of stuff, Kratom or whatever, if they're letting one affiliate do it, I guarantee they're letting everybody do it. And it's only a matter of time before it's going to catch up. So I've heard thousands of stories. And yeah, I kind of know like the ins and outs. So I think they're going to be out of money soon. I just think they're going to be out of money. I think they are squandering a lot of stuff. I don't think they're paying attention to the finer details. And if that was me, I would be a little bit concerned about that. I would want to understand their model a little bit more if I was an affiliate. Especially if I'm an affiliate. If I'm referring my friends, if I'm doing my own business there, if I'm actively online running ads, pushing people to this, dude, that's reputation. And if they go under, well, now all of your relationships may get squandered as well, because, dude, that money's getting held up. Just something to think about. Take it for what it is. If you're looking for stability and security, dude, not a sexy subject. I get it. You guys, you don't care. I want the best. I want the sexy stuff. I want the bells and whistles. You don't care about stability. You don't care, whatever. If you do care about it, dude, I'm telling you right now, you should get a phone call with me. You don't want to get a phone call with me? Cool. Go get a phone call with somebody else in the industry. 9 times out of 10, it's probably coming back to me anyways. And I'm not trying to like be a little, boisterous or braggadocious, but dude, I'm just telling you what it is. So I would definitely be aware of what's going on behind the scenes. Dude, they got a big name. They got a lot of people invested in them, but the investment's only going to go so far if that portfolio balance continues to go in the direction that it's going to go. Just my 2 cents. Take it for what it is. If you're interested in true stability, if you're interested in having a partner that's going to be there for the lifetime of your account, that has blended portfolios, that sticks by their rules, their processes, their risk, their regulations, you should definitely book a phone call with us. It's not going to cost you any money to book a phone call, and it's not going to cost you any more to process. It's not like we're going to charge an arm and a leg. Like, dude, you're going to be paying the same things anyways. Why not go with trust? Why not go with security? Just my 2 cents. I highly recommend it. Hope this was worth the time. And if anything, hope you just learned a little bit of something. But comments, concerns, feedback, drop them down below. Would love to hear your input.